Today we will see 10 things that we must avoid to grow. Are you ready for a transformative journey? In this fascinating video, we will explore 10 crucial elements that Stoic philosophy urges us to silently eliminate from our lives. In these next few minutes, don't just watch. They will be a door to deep introspection that will allow you to know yourself better. This journey goes beyond images. It will be an opportunity to dive into reflection about your life, your choices, and your goals. Allow this journey to reveal unexplored aspects of your true essence. Join us on this fascinating discovery. My name is Hamilton, and if you're new to our channel, I ask that you help us by subscribing and leaving a like on the video. This way you will help other people, and we can continue creating more content like this in the future. We believe in the power of the lessons we will share. Each word is intended to illuminate areas of your life that may need a subtle but significant change. We're here to inspire, motivate, and challenge you to make decisions that fuel your personal growth. Expendable objectives. Identifying and prioritizing goals aligned with your essence. Throughout our lives, we come across crucial moments that encourage us to consider the importance of making decisions, acting in a certain way, and staying true to our own path. At these crossroads, we realize that sometimes it is essential to leave certain goals behind to prioritize the path that best aligns with our essence. But the most important thing is to recognize that we will not always be able to achieve all the goals we set. This is an intrinsic part of the human experience. Sometimes it is necessary to give up certain goals in favor of others that are more aligned with our personal growth and development. This process of discernment and choice is not only natural, but also essential for our evolution. However, how we approach eliminating unnecessary objectives is also crucial. Instead of making a public fuss or sharing every detail of our movements, taking a discreet, quiet approach may be more beneficial. Avoiding leaving traces or scattered information preserves our main strategy and protects our plans from possible external interference. Being perceptive in this process involves not only identifying less relevant goals, but also making gradual changes in our lives as new opportunities arise. Discretion becomes a valuable ally, safeguarding our plans and allowing us to make decisions guided by authenticity and alignment with our true essence. Thus, in the process of letting go of unnecessary goals, we find the wisdom to proceed with caution and prudence, always seeking the path that most deeply matches our identity. This focus not only empowers us in our decision-making, but also propels us towards a more authentic and fulfilling life. Dealing with people who hurt you. The importance of self-compassion and detachment. In the complexity of human relationships, dealing with people who cause pain can be a challenging and painful experience. It is essential to remember that, in these circumstances, you are not obliged to explain or justify your feelings to those who are directly responsible for your suffering. Discomfort can not only be unpleasant, but also counterproductive to your own emotional well-being. It is crucial to recognize that it is not always necessary to invest time and energy in complaining, arguing, or confronting someone's negative attitude. Instead, consider channeling your energy into your own growth and well-being. If that person made decisions that disrespected and hurt your feelings, even if you previously considered them a perfect friend, there comes a time when it is healthier and more productive for you to move on without seeking explanations that may never come. Accepting that some relationships reach a point where it is beneficial to distance yourself not only frees you from the associated emotional burden, but also makes room for new experiences and more positive connections in your life. Remember that your emotional well-being is a priority, and making the decision to move forward without seeking external justifications is a courageous act of self-compassion and personal growth. Facing these situations with maturity and understanding will allow you to build a path towards a more positive future full of possibilities. Focus on taking care of yourself and let the future reveal the best for both of you. When we allow ourselves to move forward without the need to explain or justify our choices, we show a deep respect for ourselves and our limits. It is important to remember that we are not obliged to associate with people who harm us or who do not value our essence. Avoid raising your voice in moments of tension, managing emotions with discretion and prudence. Learn to deal with excellence in relation to the expression of frustration or excessive anger. When you find yourself upset, channel that feeling into actions that generate beneficial results. Convert this energy into a drive to advance your life goals and gain the ability to train your body to deal with stress effectively. Contain your emotions. Take a moment to reflect on them and direct the accumulated energy towards aspects that strengthen you internally. However, it is crucial to proceed with caution and discretion, as losing control in moments of tension can expose vulnerabilities. The goal is to dissipate tension in a discreet way, addressing problems, fulfilling responsibilities, and using reasoning as a wise ally. Avoid spreading your difficulties. Instead, focus on valuing what and who are already part of your life, thus cultivating a sense of gratitude. Explore secretive and caring ways to relieve emotional pressure, delving into the silent search for lasting internal balance. Embrace healthier approaches to facing challenges, allowing you to not only overcome obstacles, but also grow positively and build emotional resilience that guides you towards a fuller life. On this path towards change, be aware that each challenge overcome with grace and wisdom constitutes a significant step towards personal development and emotional well-being. Discretion and subtlety in your actions will allow you to find more effective ways to face emotional tensions without the need for public speeches or fanfare. This silent focus will give you the freedom to work on your well-being in a more intimate and personal way. Also consider that, by adopting this perspective, you will be contributing to the construction of a more solid emotional fortress, capable of resisting life's adversities. Subtlety in managing your emotions will offer you the opportunity to explore the authenticity of your feelings, identify areas for improvement, and promote positive changes in your daily life. So, as you dive into the search for emotional balance, value the importance of each small step, recognizing that each challenge overcome is a victory on your path to a fuller and more meaningful life. Remain steadfast in your commitment to personal development, allowing discretion and wisdom to guide your journey to lasting emotional resilience. Avoid sharing too much, preserving intimacy and privacy in relationships. By understanding the importance of not sharing intimate details or venting to others about the reasons behind the end of a connection, we will be assuming that this understanding is based on respect for shared intimacy, which belongs exclusively to those directly involved and does not need to be exposed to third parties. In this sense, it is crucial to recognize that no one else has the right to know the details of fights or difficult situations, as opening that door could only lead to gossip and further complicate the situation. When the need arises to express what we are feeling, we are called to have a deep conversation with ourselves, to reflect on what happened. This impulse to share may indicate the existence of unhealed wounds, which highlights the importance of addressing these feelings internally and discreetly without involving third parties. As Epictetus said, "What concerns man is not the pain itself, but his judgment about the pain." In cases of problematic relationships, the wisest course of action is to eliminate them from our lives without sharing the news with others. By keeping these matters private, we facilitate the process of acceptance and healing. Furthermore, this decision respects the privacy and dignity of all parties involved, thus contributing to a healthier emotionally environment. In short, the cornerstone to navigating the complexities of relationships is approaching them with wisdom and discretion. When we choose to preserve intimacy, this allows us to reflect internally and make decisions with deep respect for the emotional well-being of everyone involved, thus beginning a journey towards personal growth and building healthier and more solid relationships. By reserving certain aspects of our lives and experiences for ourselves and those closest to us, we create a sacred space that nurtures genuine connection. This act of protection not only protects us, but also honors the privacy of others, promoting an environment of trust. Avoid constantly comparing yourself to others, cultivating gratitude and celebrating your achievements. Each individual follows their own path, accumulates achievements, and celebrates successes that deserve to be appreciated without the need for comparisons with others. The degrading practice of comparing our lives with the lives of others can have negative consequences on our emotional well-being and become an obstacle to our personal growth. Furthermore, this practice lowers our self-esteem, as we expose ourselves to the risk of falling into the trap of unfavorable comparisons, focusing on what we believe we lack, instead of recognizing our own strengths and achievements. When we constantly indulge in comparing ourselves to others, we also lose sight of our own goals and desires, distracting ourselves from what is truly important and focusing on what we think we should possess or achieve according to the standards set by others. This focus prevents us from moving forward on our own path and achieving our individual goals. By freeing ourselves from comparison, we can nurture gratitude for our own circumstances and genuinely celebrate our personal progress and growth. It is essential to remember that each person experiences their own uniqueness and individual circumstances. Constantly comparing yourself to others not only lacks fairness, it is also harmful to your emotional health. Each of us faces different challenges, has different strengths, and follows unique life paths. Instead of falling into the comparison trap, it is more productive to focus on our own learning and personal development process. Avoiding sharing judgments about other people, practicing empathy and diplomacy in social interactions. Avoid sharing your judgments with others about so-and-so. In fact, you shouldn't even harbor such opinions on your conscience. Reflect on the importance of the image you project when speaking negatively about someone. Instead of ruining the atmosphere just to express negativity about that person, you could choose to maintain an interesting dialogue or enrich the conversation. Please refrain from making statements about who you like or dislike. Learn to be diplomatic in your social interactions. If you don't feel sympathy for someone, consider distancing yourself or, instead, trying to maintain a tolerable coexistence. Always act intelligently when managing interpersonal relationships. If you encounter a problem with someone, try to start a conversation, dialogue, and seek consensus. However, it is essential to immediately discard any opinions and judgments you may have about others. As mentioned previously, regardless of your preferences or dislikes towards someone, always choose to act diplomatically, demonstrating your adaptability to the environment, willingness to change, and ability to relate, regardless of differences with others. Foster a respectful and empathetic attitude in your interactions, thus contributing to a more harmonious environment and healthier relationships with others. Avoiding seeking external approval, finding authenticity and inner confidence. We live in a world where a person's worth often seems to be tied to the perceptions of others. However, dive into the liberation that comes from breaking away from this incessant search for approval. Visualize yourself on a stage in the spotlight, surrounded by a crowd of expectant faces, each with an opinion on how you should act, speak, and be, so you can feel how overwhelming this can be. Now, imagine yourself stepping off that stage and into a peaceful, serene space where the only opinion that truly matters is yours. This metaphor illustrates the importance of recognizing and valuing your own inner voice above the external noise. As Epictetus said, "Do not seek for things to happen as you want, but want them to happen as they happen, and you will have them." When we base our actions and decisions on seeking approval, we move away from our authenticity and what we truly desire. It's like constantly trying to wear clothes that don't fit just to please others. Now, think about the moments when you felt most fulfilled and satisfied. These were probably times when you were aligned with your own values and beliefs, regardless of what others thought or expected. This is the essence of living authentically. How can we incorporate this into our daily lives? Start with small steps. Next time you're about to make a decision, ask yourself, Am I doing this because I really want to, or because it's what others expect of me? Learn to trust your intuition and recognize your own wants and needs. Another powerful practice is strengthening your self-esteem. Value your qualities, celebrate your achievements, and learn from your mistakes. Remember that self-acceptance is an ongoing process and that every small victory counts. Finally, cultivate relationships that support you and encourage you to be your best self. Surround yourself with people who respect your individuality and encourage you to express your true essence. By freeing ourselves from the need for external approval, we open the doors to a more authentic and rewarding path. This path allows us to be true protagonists of our lives, writing our own stories with the ink of authenticity and courage. Thus, we conclude this second theme, hoping that it serves as an invitation to reflect on how you can live a more authentic life, true to yourself even, far from the shadows of other people's approval. Implement conscious use of social media, balancing digital connection with real presence. As Seneca said, life is like a play. It does not matter how long it lasts, but how it is performed. Imagine for a moment that your life is an extraordinary book, full of fascinating stories, valuable learnings, and exciting adventures. Now, transfer this metaphor to social media, like a vast library where millions of other stories are constantly shared. While it's exciting, here lies a subtle danger: constant comparison. As we flip through the glossy pages of these digital stories, we often find ourselves comparing our most challenging chapters to the standout moments of others. This comparison, which is often unfair and unrealistic, can involve us in a cycle of dissatisfaction and envy. You realize how harmful this reflection can be. It becomes essential to learn to consciously manage our consumption of these digital stories. Imagine making the decision to visit this digital library with a clear purpose. You enter with determination, looking for exactly what you need, be it connection, inspiration, or information, and then you leave, returning to the reality of your own book, the book of your life. How to put this into practice? Start by setting specific times of the day to check your social media, rather than getting lost in it at any given moment. This structure helps prevent social media from dominating your time and thoughts. Another effective strategy is to question the intention behind each online interaction. Ask yourself, am I looking for something constructive here, or simply passing the time? This reflection can help you differentiate productive use from passive, aimless use. Additionally, it is crucial to be aware of the signs that social media is negatively affecting your mood or self-esteem. If you feel depressed after using these platforms, it may be time to take a break. Take advantage of this time to reconnect with activities that bring you joy and satisfaction in the real world, such as reading a book, pursuing a hobby, or simply enjoying nature. By adopting these practices, you not only protect your mental health, but you also rediscover the unique beauty of your own story without the constant need to compare it to others. Remember that each of us has a unique path, full of ups and downs, triumphs and challenges. And that's what makes every story, including yours, valuable and unique. As we say goodbye to this lesson, I invite you to reflect on how you can start writing the next chapter of your story today, with less influence from the digital world and more focus on what really matters in your life. Letting go of unrealistic expectations, cultivating acceptance and celebrating personal progress. Letting go of unrealistic expectations leads us to explore the impact of our expectations on our perception of reality, inviting us on a fascinating introspective journey. Using the metaphor of life as a vast adventure across an immense ocean, each expectation is compared to a sail on our boat, guiding us towards our dreams and goals. However, this metaphor also highlights the risk that these sails can become too big, turning into unrealistic expectations that can lead us into turbulent waters of disappointment and dissatisfaction. Unrealistic expectations act like illusory maps, promising unattainable treasures, as Epictetus reminds us. They drive us to seek ideals of perfection in ourselves, in others, and in the situations we face. The crucial question then arises in this internal journey. Are these ideals genuinely ours, or have they been imposed by external influences, such as society, culture, or the media? The process of letting go of these expectations begins with honest recognition and deep introspection. We must question whether these expectations lift us up or weigh us down, and whether they truly reflect our identity and values. It is essential to practice acceptance, accepting who we are, where we are on our path, and the circumstances that are beyond our control. Learning to set realistic and achievable goals aligned with our authentic essence becomes crucial. We should celebrate the small victories along the way, recognizing that each step, regardless of its size, represents valuable progress. Finally, we remember that the process itself is as relevant as the final destination. By freeing ourselves from unrealistic expectations, we allow life to flow more naturally and serenely, creating space for surprises and unexpected joys. We thus conclude this point, with the hope that it serves as inspiration to navigate through life with sails adjusted to reality, appreciating the beauty of the journey with all its twists, turns, and discoveries. Our behaviors in relationships, respecting privacy and dignity in personal interactions. These processes involve managing our relationships, whether in friendship or love, like being a witness to a mirror that reflects the different facets of our lives and offers us experiences that contribute to shaping our identity. However, in this delicate process, there is a fine line that separates privacy and discretion. Imagine a relationship as a secret garden, a special place where we cultivate emotions, dreams, and unique moments. This garden is sacred, a space that deserves respect and care. When a relationship, whether friendly or romantic, comes to an end, it's natural to experience pain, confusion, and the need to process what happened. As Seneca said, the best refuge for those in distress is solitude. It is crucial to remember that the details of this garden, this shared story, are unique to you and the other person involved. Choosing not to reveal intimate details or reasons for the separation not only preserves your dignity, it also protects your own heart. Sharing these details with others can trigger misunderstandings, judgments, and even gossip, which does not contribute to healing but can prolong the pain and create a cycle of negativity. So, how can we deal with the end of a relationship in a healthy way? First, it is essential to give yourself time and space to heal. Allow yourself to feel the emotions, but do so introspectively. If necessary, seek support from a mental health professional, someone who can offer objective guidance and support. Second, cultivate the habit of personal reflection. Instead of seeking external validation or comfort, turn your attention inward. Ask yourself what you learned from this relationship and how you can use these lessons for your personal growth. Every relationship, even those that come to an end, brings us valuable lessons. Finally, remember that maintaining discretion and privacy is a sign of maturity and respect, not only towards the other person, but also towards yourself. As you close a chapter in your life, do so with grace and dignity, recognizing that each experience prepares you for what is to come. We conclude this point, hoping it brings light and perspective on how to approach the end of relationships with wisdom and respect, while preserving the dignity and privacy that both you and the other person deserve. Another crucial step is to cultivate a positive environment around us. We should surround ourselves with people who also value positivity and authenticity in interactions. Together, we can create a culture of mutual respect and support. Finally, we must remember that change begins with each of us. By adopting these principles into our lives, we can cultivate a more positive, empathetic, and resilient mindset, thus contributing to more authentic personal growth and more meaningful interpersonal relationships. If you liked our video, please like, subscribe, and comment to let YouTube know that these types of videos are helping people like you, and we can continue to evolve and create more similar videos in the future.